Okay, so we're doing algebra. This time we've got our variable on both sides. So hit pause, copy the lesson objective down. When you're ready, hit play and we'll move on to the starter. Okay, so here's our starter. Hit pause, have a go at the questions. When you're done, hit play and we'll go over them. Right, question 1. Round 8,546 to the nearest 10. So it's the nearest 10. Put a line here because that's the units column. Does it affect the 4? Yes, it does, because it's 5 or more. So that's going to be 8,550. The nearest 100, put a line here. Does the 4 affect it? No, so that's going to be 8,500. 4 cubed, 4 times 4 times 4. So 16 times 4, which will give us 64. And the square root of 36 is 6. 9,805 pounds is shared equally between 4 people. How much do they each get? Well, I can't do that one in my head, so I'm going to use bus stop or bus shelter. 985 divided by 4. 4 goes into 9 2 times, remainder 1. Into 18, 4 times, remainder 2. Into 25, 6 times, remainder 1, which is 24. So we carry the 1 into 10, don't forget a decimal there. 2 times, remainder 2, and into 20 5 times. So they each get £246 and 25 pence. Question 4 is a straightforward long multiplication. 812 times 37. So set it out as a column multiplication. 7 times 2 is 14. 4 carry the 1. 7 times 1 is 7 plus the 1 is 8. Cross that one out. And 7 times 8 is 56. Magic 0 here, because we're multiplying by 10 now. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 8 is 24. And we can now add up. 4 plus 0 is 4, 8 plus 6 is 14, so before carry 1, 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, 0 carry 1, don't forget to cross that one out. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10, so 0, carry 1 again, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So that's going to be equal to 30,044. Forgot the 0 there. Describe the probability that you will write something today. Well, describe. So in words, that's going to be certain. Because you've already written things down attempting these questions. Before you rate your work, a couple more questions. Hit pause, have a go. When you're ready, hit play again. Okay, so find the area of this shape. What shape is it? Parallelogram. It's going to be base times the perpendicular height. Base times height, which is equal to 8 times 2, and that's going to give us 16 centimeters squared. We can ignore the length of that side there, it doesn't come into it. And find the coordinate points for A, B and C. Well, A here, across, and then up or down the stairs, so that's going to be 5 minus 1. B, across, minus 2 and up, so minus 2, 4. Don't forget the brackets and the comma, and C is minus 1, minus 3. Okay, so for the 7 questions, as usual, rag 1, 2, 3 your work. Once you've done that, hit play again and we'll look at some algebra. So with these equations, we've got the variable on both sides. So if we see here, we've got 7x and we've got 2x on the other side of the equal sign. So what we do is we need to bring the like terms together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bubble around this 2x. It's positive on this side, so when it floats across the other side it becomes negative. So I've got 7x minus 2x. At the same time I'm going to float that plus 5 over the other side, and that's going to become minus 5. So we've got minus 10 minus 5. Got to be very careful with the signs on these. 7x minus 2x is 5x, and minus 10 minus 5 is minus 15. To get the x on its own, use the escalator. 5 goes down the escalator under the minus 15, so x is equal to minus 15 over 5, and x is equal to minus 3. On this one, same sort of thing. We got the variables on both sides and the numbers on both sides. So if we put a bubble around that plus 2x, float it over to the other side, it becomes minus 2x. At the same time, I'm just going to change color. Let's use blue. The minus 2 floats over the equal sign. When it crosses the equal sign, it becomes plus 2. So if we write that out in full, we've got, let's go back to red, 6x becomes minus 2x on this side is equal to 1, and the minus 2 becomes plus 2. 6x minus 2x is 4x, and 1 plus 2 is 3. To get the x on its own, take the 4 down. It's times on this side, so it's going to be divide here. So x is equal to 3 over 4, or 3/4. Okay. I like my fractions, so 3/4 I'm happier with. If you say that x is equal to 0.75, that's fine as well. Much prefer the fractions. Okay, let's have a look at example question 3. Right, so on this question, we've got 8 minus 3x is equal to 10 minus x. Now, if I take my minus 3x across the equal sign, it becomes plus 3x. So it's more useful if I take the x's to the right-hand side this time. So let's do that. So we put a bubble around that minus 3x and float it across. At the same time, I'm going to take the numbers to the left-hand side. So if you put a bubble around that, oops, didn't get blue. Oh. There we go. Very strange. Bubble around that 10, floats it over, becomes minus 10 on the other side. So we've got 8 minus 10 on this side is equal to minus 3x becomes plus, so it'd be 3x minus x. 8 minus 10 is minus 2 is equal to 2x. To get the 2 on its own, sorry, to get the x on its own, take the 2 down the escalator under the minus 2. So I've got minus 2 divided by 2 is equal to x, which means that x is just minus 1 is equal to x. Or we could also write x is equal to minus 1. Either way around. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with that. I'm just going to switch back to, I'll switch back to red in a minute. On this one, you have to think about which side is best for the x's. If I bring my minus 3x over to the left-hand side, it becomes plus 3x. So that's going to be more useful in this one. So let's do that. Put a bubble around that minus 3x. Floats over the equal sign. Becomes plus 3x. At the same time, I'm going to put a bubble around my plus 9. When it crosses the equal sign, it becomes minus 9. So I've got 2x plus 3x is going to be equal to 1 minus 9. So 5x is equal to minus 8. Get the x on its own. I'm going to take the 5 down the escalator under minus 8. So x is equal to minus 8 over 5. If I simplify that, 5 goes into 8 once, remainder 3, so it'll be minus 1, 3 over 5. Okay, so those are 4 examples. I want you to hit pause, copy them down. Once you've done that, hit play, and I've got a few questions for you to attempt. Okay, so we've got 7 questions. Write classwork, hit pause, have a go. Once you've done, hit play, and we'll check your answers. Right, let's have a look. On question on A, you should have x equals minus 5. Okay, we've got to be careful with our signs. On B, x equals 3. On C, x equals 3/4. So if you get a fraction, that's fine. Okay, on question 4, or sorry, on D, x equals minus a half. E, x equals 2. For F, x equals minus 2.5. And on G, x equals minus a third. What I want you to do now with your solutions is to RAG rate your work. And I've got a couple more questions of classwork for you to do. Okay, so these are our questions for today. So you can either hit pause and attempt them from the screen, or I'm going to attach these to the assignment as well. So good luck.